Tonight on Toxic Tuesday, episode 44, we're going to be talking about something that breaks up a lot of great potential relationships, and that's cheating. We're going to discuss the damages that it causes, and we're going to discuss if these relationships are able to be regained. I thank you for tuning in. Let's talk about it. This is another session of Toxic Tuesday. Therapy for the people. Hello, my beautiful people. It's the King Omar Sharif. I welcome you back to another Toxic Tuesday where we turn our bad into good situations. Toxic Tuesdays are all about you, your mind, your body, your soul. I believe if we can control those three things, we'll find happiness. Tonight's Toxic Tuesday's agenda will be talking about the damages of cheating. Can the trust be regained? We're going to have a couples challenge for you this week. And we're going to have toast time with the king to close out. So let's get this show started. Also, if I'm able to help somebody out there tonight, if you're enjoying this video, the presentation, if I'm able to help you couples out there tonight, subscribe to the channel. That's love. So before we start everything off, we're going to be talking about the damages. And I want to talk about this shirt that I made. It says either love me or leave me alone, please, all right? I'm better by myself, like most of us. I don't need to experience none of the nonsense. Even though when we go and meet somebody and we explore what they have to offer, we open the door to that, right? But either love me or leave me alone. That's all I'm asking y'all. Is it that hard? Maybe. All right, so number one, y'all, we're going to be talking about the number one thing that gets damaged. And it's what this video is all about. And that's trust. Trust is the foundation of everything, right? They say if you don't have trust, you don't have nothing. Because without trust, I'm always worried about something. I'm always thinking about something. What you doing? Where you at? What's going on? Who you talking to? Who that? Like, it's too much. There's no way that you could be comfortable in that peace within your relationship if you don't trust the individual that you're with. And when somebody breaks that trust, dun, 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 it makes everything that much harder. So outside of trust, which is the foundation of everything, we're going to talk about what that person experiences that's been cheated on. And that's emotional pain. And depending upon the circumstances of the cheating, it can be humiliating. It can be very stressful. It can cause all kinds of anger within somebody, which is going to bring stress, which is going to bring sadness. So nothing comes good from cheating. Or maybe I should have said that different. Nothing good comes from cheating. One of those things that it leads to is a communication breakdown. Because the person that you thought that you had, you don't anymore. The person that you thought you knew, you don't know as well anymore. So that kind of makes you hold back just a bit and say, all right, I don't even feel comfortable talking to you right now. I don't even feel comfortable talking to you at all. And what are you going to do afterwards? Are you going to use the information that I'm sharing with you against me? Those are the things that we have to consider when it comes to communication. With that lack of communication, it's going to have you thinking about insecurities. What's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? Why did you have to go and see somebody else? Why you couldn't talk to me about what we need to fix or make better or what adjustments need to be made? All kinds of questions and insecurities are going to enter our minds at that point. But to be honest with yourself, you are enough. You are worthy. But maybe just not to that individual. So don't lower your standards because somebody doesn't see the value in you. This will lead to reduced intimacy on both levels. The emotional side and the physical side. The mental side is more powerful than the physical side. Because if you have that connection with somebody, the physical is going to be intensified. It's going to be better. So when that damage gets done, your brain recognizes it and your body recognizes it too. And this will lead to lingering resentment. Lingering means that you can't get over it. Lingering means that you can't let it go. Lingering means that this person didn't do enough for me to make me trust them again. This person didn't do enough for me where I have to stop questioning them. That's what that lingering is. And the lingering works both ways. But that same lingering aspect applies to the person that cheated. Because they're always feeling that guilt. And they feel your energy. They know that you haven't gotten over it yet. They know things aren't like they used to be. Now, let's say that's the end of this relationship. Let's say we can't mend it. Let's say we can't make things right. Let's say I will never trust your cheating again. Let's say that, right? This is going to affect you in the future. It did to me, and I'll talk about that later. But it definitely will affect how you go into other relationships, how much you open up to other people in their relationships, how much you trust people in those other relationships. Because you'll always convert back and start thinking about that person that you wasn't supposed to be with, the one that cheated on you. You're going to go back. You're going to dig in the crates. You're going to say, I know I'm here now, but I'm still thinking about when, right? And you're trying to protect yourself. I get it. I understand. It's natural to be that way. Nobody want to open up to people and get hurt again, stomped all over again, cheated on again. Nobody wants that, right? So you protect yourself and you do the best you can. This next thing I'm very heavy on because we were all children at one point and we all saw different things as children at one point in our lives. And those things that we saw linger, there's that word again, with how we are as adults. We never let that go because at the time we didn't even understand it. We only saw what we saw. So if you have children with somebody, if you're married or if you're not married and you're in a relationship and kids are involved and y'all all in the same household or you're not in the same household, the kids see how y'all interact with each other. And of course, if cheating takes place, then y'all going to react to each other differently. It's going to be more fighting. It's going to be more arguments. It might be sleeping in separate rooms. It might be separation. It might be all of those things. And the children are doing what? Watching. They're watching. And for more of that, I'll talk about that at the end of the video. So stick around and I'll talk about our co-parenting and if it leads to co-parenting and how to thrive in that relationship. And I'll give you some tips on that as well. Now, those were the damages from what cheating can cause. And again, love me or leave me alone, all right? I was fine before I met you. And I'm supposed to be with somebody else, clearly. If you feel as though you want to break my heart, don't break my heart. But now let's talk about some of the things that may possibly be able to regain that trust and rebuild that relationship. The first thing I want to talk about is what? Open and honest communication. The person that cheated should be able to explain what happened. They should be able to show an enormous amount of remorse, right? And they should also be able to say, look, I'm sorry and I will never, ever, ever, ever do it again. But use your intuition to say, I can believe this person or you're full of it. Now you got to set boundaries that you ain't even know you had to set. Because people should know right from wrong. People should know cheat or don't cheat. I'm going to go with don't cheat, right? But if it happens, you got to set very clear boundaries. Now, What led you to cheat on me? And if you really want to be with me, you need to come up with some solutions on how we're going to fix this. Now, with that comes consistency. If your girl or your guy ended up cheating on you because they always out hanging out with their friends at the club, at the bar, somewhere else without you, then all right. If that's what happened, we need to change this. We need to be more consistent with us. Once I see you change your habits and your patterns for us, then I can trust your consistency. I can see your consistency. Because you can say whatever you want to me. Words are words. You know what's better than words? Actions. Let me see it. Let me see what you're talking about. Let me see what you're trying to do. Let me see how much you love me. Because all this is smooth talk from her or him. Don't let nobody smooth talk you. You either gonna love me or you're gonna leave me alone. If one person says, hey, we need to go to therapy, we need to go to counseling, go. Don't be that person that says, we don't need to do that. We got this under control. Go let a licensed therapist or counselor listen to both sides. Let that individual say, okay, this is what I believe went wrong, and this is what I believe can possibly go right. We need to figure out a solution. And sometimes when we're so angry or we're so guilty, we can't find that solution. So talking to a couples counselor, a marriage counselor, or a therapist can oftentimes help us get there, because they're going to point out things that we can't see or sometimes say. The next thing, y'all, is going to be forgiveness. Oh, please forgive people, y'all. Please forgive people. Because the pain and the pressure and the stress that you can bring to your life for not forgiving somebody could be tremendous on you. This is mind, body, and soul control, y'all. We don't need that extra stress. We got enough problems in the world by ourselves. Enough, more than enough. But you gotta forgive for your own peace, for your own happiness, for your own joy. Whether you're with someone or you're not with someone, forgive and be at peace. Now, y'all know I'm extra heavy on self-care, right? So even though you're with someone in a relationship, whether they cheated or they didn't cheat, you should always have time for yourself. You should always have that self-care incorporated in your life. Always make time for yourself. Always find that enjoyment of doing things alone. But there's strength in being alone. There's discovery in being alone. There's a lot of love to be found when being alone. And when you're able to take a break outside of that relationship and go do whatever it is you need to do for yourself, whatever makes you happy by yourself, there's a lot of strength in that. There's a lot of love inside of that. So get your self-care. Another thing I want y'all to do out there is to monitor your own behavior. Stooping to somebody's level or trying to get even with somebody, that might make you feel better in the moment. For that quick second, you're like, yeah, I got even with you. But you don't gotta be less of yourself to get back at somebody else. The biggest way and the best way to get back at anybody is to remove yourself from them. And the last thing I want to point out in regaining each other's trust is we got to build positive experiences. That old thing that's bothering us is going to bother us. But we got to do things. We got to experience new things. We got to go on dates. We got to go on vacation. We got to do fun things at home. The person that cheated, you got to go above and beyond to regain that individual's trust again. And know that's a part of it. Don't be lazy with it. Go for her, go for him, and really show that, hey, I messed up. But what led us to love, I'm willing to go 10 steps further, 100 steps beyond, to make sure that you know I messed this up and I never will do it again. I'll do whatever it is to get you back. That's love. Now we sitting here talking about damages and how to regain trust. I want to talk about when I got my heart broke for the first time, y'all. Broke my heart. Let's call her Onique, okay? I met this girl. She was in college at the time. And, okay, she was in college. You know, we have a lot of fun in college, right? And she was from the DMV area, and we up in Jersey. And when I met her, she told me she had just got out of a relationship of 4 years. So I'm like, all right, if you ready, if it's cool, let's talk and see where this goes. If not, you know, I'll let it be. She like, no, I'm good. Let's talk, let's be friends, see what happens, da. So I'm like, all right. Cutie pie, in school, smart girl. I was ready to give it a try, right? So me and Onique, we got off to a good start, and things was good. She ended up being my girl, I ended up being her man. Everything was beautiful. And even though she was from the DMV area, she was always in Jersey because she had family in Jersey too. So she would never really go home. So her and I spent a lot of time with each other. Building. A lot of I love yous. So she ended up graduating, and her family, she got her moms and pops and everybody in the DMV. So she ended up going back down there. I'm still in Jersey. We still figuring out how we gonna move and do different things. And I remember calling her one day, and another dude answered the phone. And y'all could imagine right there the raging, like, what the is going on? Crossed my mind. And I'm able to smile now, but at the time, I was saying this. I ain't even gonna say the word. Y'all know, y'all filled in the blank. So he's sitting there, and you could tell by the way he answered the phone, he was cocky with it, right? And I was like, So we like, who this? So right away, I'm like, yo, she in DMV. I'm up in here in Jersey. Even though, I'm like that, right? I was like, I don't want him to do nothing to her. I don't know who he is. I don't know what kind of harm he would cause. She had just graduated, so I played it off. I'm like, hey, man, I'm one of Onique's friends from school. We just graduated. I'm just calling to wish her nothing but success. Tell her congratulations again. Played it off. He like, don't call her no more. Hung up on me. So I called the next day, let it live, let it ride. I called the next day. He answered the phone again. Yo, didn't I tell you not to call her no more? This been my girl for 5 years. I'm like, 5 years? I did the math. When I met her, she had just got out of a relationship for 4 years. Add my one and some change, that's 5 years. So this the dude she was telling me about. He back like he never left. Because he probably never left. Little did I know. But that hurt, y'all. It hurt me bad. It hurt me bad. And when I spoke to her later that day, she called me with the mouse voice. Yeah, I'm so sorry. That guilty voice. She was saying she wanted to be with me still. And she made a bad decision. And she ain't have nowhere to go when she got back down to the DMV. And all these excuses. But for me, I was like, I don't see it. I ain't had this video like y'all got to try to regain trust with each other. If I did have it, maybe I would have tried to go through these steps, but I didn't have it at the time, right? But I ended up forgetting about her at some point. But the damage that it caused me afterwards was tremendous because I really didn't trust any woman after that. And that wasn't fair to them. But because I was carrying what old Neek did, the old Mar, the King Omar Sharif, I couldn't get over it. Probably for a decade, y'all. I'm talking about a long time I was hurt. I love that girl. But I just share this story because when you cheat on people, the damage that it causes, the way it changes somebody's thinking and their emotions and the way they go about future relationships is very real. And I don't want y'all to be out there always accepting cheating or always trying to regain this trust, because there probably isn't a lot of trust to be regained in a lot of these relationships. But some of them are special. Some of the individuals, whoever it may be, are special individuals and can make right of that wrong. So don't be foolish. Forgive. Don't forget. Don't allow people to walk all over you. Don't allow this to be a reoccurring cycle. And let people know, you gotta love me or leave me alone. You gotta love me how I wanna be loved, how I deserve to be loved, that real love, or leave me alone. Your choice. So that was the King story time. And now, I love these. I love this part of the show, y'all. I got another challenge. This one is a couples challenge, so we can regain that trust to see if this helps us, see if it helps you. I want y'all to do a blindfold challenge. So the person that got cheated on should have on the blindfold, right? The person that did the cheating should be able to set up some type of course at the house where they're guiding you with their voice on what to do. Now, you shouldn't be walking into walls. You shouldn't be falling and tripping all over the floor if this person is guiding you in the right direction. This is the blindfold challenge, y'all. So you can set up something at the house. You could put things on the floor for them to walk over, hop over, do whatever you do, turn left, turn right. And if you're smart, the person that did the cheating, once they take those blindfolds off, I'm gonna give you an extra tip. You should have something there to make them extra happy, just waiting for them, okay? You should be able to express to them the remorse. You should be able to let them know how much you love them and how much you can't be without them, and that you would never, ever, ever, ever think of doing something like this again. That's the blindfold challenge. Let me know how it worked out for you if you're able to do it. Also, write into the secret scrolls, y'all. I got a new email address for y'all to write into. This is where you write into the King Omar Sharif anonymously. You could talk about your relationships. You could talk about other life experiences. You could ask questions. I will never mention your name, and you do it at the secretscrollletter@gmail.com. secretscrollletter@gmail.com. And we'll talk about it on the show. And I want to send a very special thank you to you for tuning into tonight's show, watching Toxic Tuesday with me, which will be a new episode each and every week. I want to thank all of the subscribers that I already have, and I would love to welcome new ones, all right? I'm going to help you grow each and every week, and as you grow, I grow. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Like, share, comment, hit that notification bell. That's love. This is the Mind, Body, and Soul Control channel, y'all. So you know I got something good for that body. Tonight we got carrot and cantaloupe juice. Ooh, all that orange in one glass. Yes, y'all. Get your bodies together, y'all. Get your minds right, and we gonna get your spirit even better. So tonight, we're gonna toast with the king. to us being able to find peace, for us being able to find happiness, for us being able to find forgiveness for those who do us wrong in whatever magnitude, in a relationship, out of relationship, it don't matter. We want to be able to find forgiveness. We also want to be able to recognize those people that don't love us the way we deserve to be loved. And we want to let those individuals know exactly what the King Omar Sharif shirt says tonight. You either gonna love me or you gonna leave me alone.